Greetings. In this video we are going to be looking at the section on two notes being played together at the top of page 50 of the Christopher Parkening Classical Guitar Method Volume 1. Now this can be quite challenging for students who are new to this kind of thing. To go from one note at a time to two notes at a time brings in a lot of challenges. We have to start to think about more strings at the same time, which gets more complicated with both hands. But if we take it patiently and progressively, it's not too bad. I'm going to show you some techniques for breaking it down, but I would also encourage you to begin devoting time in your practice to regularly reading music. Something that would be very encouraging at this point is to actually go back to the beginning of this method book and start working through it. Maybe devote 10 or 15 minutes of your practice, each practice, to going back over material you've already worked on. And you'll see that you've grown a lot as you've been continuously challenging yourself to grow and add new notes and develop new skills. So to go back to that material will allow you to go deeper with that material and further reinforce that information while you dig deeper and continue to progress forward into this new material later in the book. Let's go ahead and jump in and look at example A. Here we have, he recommends using our thumb and our index finger, and that's indicated by the P and I. Remember that P, I, M, and A correspond to those fingers as such. So I'm going to have my thumb on string 5 and my index finger on string 1, and let's just look at that first measure. I'm just going to pick at the same time, closing like those fingers are coming together. It's pretty simple. Well, we have a string change in the bass, and I think this is a good point to look at a strategy of just breaking this section down into its component parts. So let's look at the bottom line first. What I'm going to do is just think about my thumb. I'm going to actually just anchor my finger, my index finger on string 1, so I don't have to think about it. Play the bottom line. I've got a C, 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 D, 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 C. Great. If that's easy for you, then we move on to the other part. But if that's still hard for you, then we shouldn't try to put it together. So the other part is on the first string, E, 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 F, 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 E. If it's easy for you to do both of those, it's going to be manageable to start doing both at the same time. But if either part is very difficult, then trying to add that whole layer of complexity of adding a whole other part at the same time is going to be untenable. Think of it this way. If I have two components, if this is easy and this is easy, then I can put them together and it's going to be moderately difficult for a time and eventually that'll become easy. But if this is very hard and this is easy, it's going to be too much. And if both are very hard, then it's going to be a total train wreck when you try to put them together. So I encourage you to really be strategic about breaking things apart. And with guitar, this comes up a lot. We really need to learn how to deconstruct passages in order to master them. It adds steps on the front end, but in the long run, it pays off by allowing you to actually learn the music much more quickly and grow in your skills more quickly. Let's go ahead and look at example B. In this example, he's going to suggest using our index and our middle finger. So index on string 2, let's just look at that bottom line. We've got a C, 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 B, 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 C. Top line, I've got E, 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 F, 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 E. Now, one thing I see students do sometimes is that when they are trying to deconstruct a passage, they will not play it as though they would when they were playing everything together. So in this case, that means still using the same fingering I would use if I were playing everything. So for example, string 1, I'm going to use my middle finger because that's how I'm going to play it when I put it all together. E, 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 F, 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 E. And there we go. If both of those are easy for you, then slow it down a little bit, put it together. And there it is. Let's go ahead and look at this last one. Here he suggests using our index finger and our ring finger. And just watch out for that middle finger. We just want to keep it nice and relaxed so it doesn't come down and bump the B string. So let's look at the bottom line. Remember to use the finger you're going to use when you play both lines together. I, G, 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 A, G. Now with our ring finger, we've got E, 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 F, 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 E. And if that's all easy for you, just nice and slow, put it together. Everything can be simplified, whether it's just doing the left hand, just doing the right hand, whether it's taking individual lines out of a piece, or just slowing it down. There are many strategies for deconstructing, and as the music gets more complex, we're going to have to put these into practice in order to grow efficiently and quickly and conquer the technique involved. So I encourage you to be patient, stick with it. These tools are incredibly useful. If you do this, you will grow. Thank you very much for watching, and if you find these videos helpful and would like to help others find them as well, then I encourage you to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and God bless.